You're watching ABC 57 News in high definition with Keitha Nelson and First Warning neighborhood weather meteorologist Tom Coombs. Good morning, Michiana.
Going on 6 o'clock and tracking a decline in temperatures today. 17 at 9 a.m. Clouds filling in and some lake effect snow across extreme northern Indiana and southwest and lower Michigan. 15 at noon down to 13 by 3 p.m. Our high already came much earlier this morning, around 20 degrees, down to 10 by 6 p.m. So temperatures continue to drop as we go into the evening. Very cold tonight. In fact, concern for wind chill values below zero. More on that coming up in your ABC 57 First Warning neighborhood weather forecast. ABC 57 News continues right now.
Covering South Bend, Elkhart, and all of Michiana. This is ABC 57 News at 6.
Preparations are underway for the 57th presidential inauguration. Straight ahead, a look at what's expected as around 800,000 people prepare to pack the National Mall. Plus, happy birthday to you. Today marks the 27th annual national celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We've got all you need to know about events going on in Michiana, but first.
Snow and wind are picking up in southwest Michigan. Going to help you plan that morning commute coming up.
Thank you so much for waking up with us. I'm Keitha Nelson. We're going to get right into your forecast. We're off to a really cold start. For more on that, let's turn things over to ABC 57 First Warning neighborhood meteorologist Tom Coombs. Hey, Tom. Good
morning, Keitha. Just for the past couple of hours, we had lake effect snow start back up as more cold, in fact, colder air is now surging into Michiana, dropping temperatures. ABC 57 First Warning live off the radar on the track this morning. And what we're seeing is that snow mostly through Berrien and Cass County. And this is where we're going to be focused on really over the next couple of days. From Stevensville, really Berrien Springs to Dowagiac, probably that area will see the most snow out of this just by its placement just far enough away from the lake, but just close enough to probably see the most snow over the next couple of days from this light lake effect. As we move up towards the north, if you're across western Michigan, the heaviest snow, though, will be Holland to Grand Rapids. So that'll be a little bit heavier if you're making your drive northward along I-196. The rest of the area, no snow as of yet, but we could see a little bit more as we go later in the day. Temperatures, the bigger story for everyone, as temperatures will be dropping from the teens to the single digits tonight. Big concern for some frigid temperatures and very cold with the wind chill. For a look at the snow, though, that's now starting to fall across the area. ABC 57's Daryl Juris has been live in Berrien Springs, Michigan, and has the latest. Now, Daryl, looks like snow starting to accumulate on those roadways.
Yeah, Tom, the snow's finally starting to stick on the ground. Nothing significant quite yet, but going to make it slippery, especially around bridges. So if you're heading out, make sure you're careful around high-profile vehicles. Now, wind gusts, nothing major right now. Wind gauge is coming in around 3-4 miles per hour. But that's picked up over the last half an hour or so, and those temperatures really starting to fall quickly. The wind playing a big part in that right now. So if you're heading out, make sure you grab an extra layer or so to bundle up. Now, I checked with the NDOT. They've got a few plows on the road right now, definitely trying to get ahead of this storm before anything accumulates major. But as always, stay with us as we continue to track it. Reporting live in Berrien Springs, Daryl Joris, ABC 57 News.
New this morning, President Obama's second term is officially underway. Just hours from now, the president takes the oath of office for the second time in 2 days. Right now, hundreds of thousands of people are gathering on the National Mall to witness history.
What we're doing is celebrating each other and celebrating this incredible nation that we call home.
The president will use his speech today to reach out to some of those who voted against him. It's expected he'll call on people in Washington to seek a common ground. And one Michiana group is preparing to show off their horse riding skills. This morning, dozens of Culper Academy students are in Washington, D.C. for the inauguration parade. More than 70 students from the Black Horse Troop and the equestrians are participating. The students left Saturday, but the group of nearly 90 horses waited until Sunday to depart for the Capitol. Take a look at this video of the crowds gathering in D.C. Snipers have been placed on rooftops. The Coast Guard is patrolling the water, and military fighter jets are enforcing a no-fly zone. Nearly 13,000 security personnel will be keeping a close eye on Washington throughout the day.
Protecting an event this large, complex, with this many different venues, with this number of people coming, requires a lot of coordination and a lot of organization.
The FBI says there are currently no credible threats for today. And let the celebrations begin. Today, Michiana, along with the rest of the nation, will celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day with a slew of community-based activities. Here's a list of what's going on around Michiana. Starting at 11:30 this morning, the Elkhart County Democratic Club is having a carry-in lunch party. It's just south of Concord Mall. The idea is to bring and share dishes with friends. There will also be a watch party for the president's inauguration. And later tonight, IUSB will hold a concert with a special video performance inspired by the study of the civil rights movement. The video and symphony will document the struggles and achievements of people committed to social justice. The show starts at 7 tonight. Tickets are free of charge, but you need to reserve a spot by calling the IU South Bend box office. We have a list of MLK events for you in the What's Hot section of abc57.com. And this morning, the Million Moms March takes place in New York. Today's march calls for new gun control legislation. Moms from all around the nation will come together to march across the Brooklyn Bridge. They'll end with a gun control rally right outside of City Hall. Meanwhile, just hours prior to the 57th presidential inauguration, CNN's Piers Morgan had a chance to talk to President Obama's senior advisor, David Axelrod, about gun control.
One thing that gives me hope is that I see 90%, 85, 90% Americans saying, yes, we should have universal background checks of anyone who buys a gun. That would be an enormous step forward. And frankly, I don't think even the NRA can defeat that.
Here's a developing story we continue to follow closely. Notre Dame football standout Manti Te'o is set to sit down for his first on-camera interview this week, and it's with Katie Couric. The linebacker sent the sports world into a tailspin after it was revealed he was the center of an online hoax involving his non-existent girlfriend. On Twitter, Couric announced that Te'o, along with his parents, will take part in the interview. It's airing Thursday on The Katie Show. One woman in Niles is thanking area firefighters, crediting them for saving her 15-year-old son. Flames ripped through their garage and fire caused a couple of power lines to come crashing down. ABC 57's Jesse McDonough has the details this morning.
Keitha, fortunately, no one was hurt in the fire, but on the other hand, the garage was a total loss.
My neighbor called me and said she had my son and that he was okay and that my house was on fire.
Jennifer Archer says she couldn't be more thankful that her 15-year-old son is safe after a fire broke out and burnt her garage to the ground.
We accessed the garage from the alleyway behind the structure, extinguished it relatively quick.
Luckily, Niles City and Township fire crews put the fire out before it damaged Archer's home. But the fire caused another problem.
He was playing his Xbox and he said the lights flickered. And he looked out his bedroom window and saw that the garage was on fire, and I guess the power went out.
Had some issues with power lines. They had become damaged and had dropped down onto a metal fence.
The city utility company was called out to restore power for 2 residents. Archer says she doesn't know what she lost in her garage, but she says she doesn't care because her most prized possession is safe and sound.
My son's okay, so that's really all that matters.
Investigators still haven't released the cause of the fire, but the power has been restored. Reporting in Niles, Jesse McDonough, ABC 57 News.
Penn Township fire crews had to battle flames in the snow. Take a look at how badly damaged this house on Crescent Street is. When firefighters arrived, they found heavy smoke coming from the front of the house. People living here had to be quickly evacuated. Firefighters got things under control within about 20 minutes. The damage is estimated at nearly $75,000. The cause of the fire is believed to be from buildup in the chimney. Now, luckily, no one was hurt. A 17-year-old from South Bend is recovering this morning after being shot in a local park Saturday night, and police are still looking for the gunman. It happened here in Fremont Park near North Olive Street. Officers say the teen was shot in his thigh. He was rushed to Memorial Hospital by friends. They told police a man leaning out of the passenger side of a 4-door gray car just started shooting at them. Police say the teen's injuries are not life-threatening. A car involved in a police chase loses control and slams into a Dowagiac home. Saturday night on East Prairie Ron Street, police attempted to make a traffic stop because some guy was speeding. They say the driver took off. He was going so fast, the car slid off the road and crashed into the front of a house. The driver then tried to run away, but police caught him. No one was in the home at the time of that crash. It's 9 minutes past the hour, a cold 15 degrees outside. This morning, a wanted felon is back behind bars thanks to the help of a a family pet. Just ahead, we'll show you how a pooch helped cops catch this guy. Plus, it's official, the 49ers will take on the Ravens in Super Bowl 47. We've got to look ahead to the long-awaited matchup.
Tracking the lake effect snow across southwest and lower Michigan from Bering Springs to Dowagiac to Cassopolis, seeing at least the heavier bands of snow this morning. The latest track coming up in your ABC 57 First Warning Neighborhood Weather Forecast.